All right. Hey, you guys, we are going to be making a field landscape. We are going to be showing a few different fields crisscrossing each other. There's going to be some layering going on. One field right here is going to feel very close to us. The next field is going to feel as though it is behind the other one, and then we're going to draw one more that is behind that one. So it's going to give the feeling that we are looking through a window. Off in the distance, we see some fields, maybe on a farm. It's going to be a beautiful day with the sun shining high in the sky and just a few clouds around, okay? After you have drawn it and colored it after this video, you are going to put it in a very safe place. Make sure it has your name on it. Keep it somewhere safe because we are going to be creating a scarecrow that will go on top of our landscape, and we will be making it look as though it is part of, or it is in the field and part of our landscape. So there's just some vocabulary words that we will go over first. One of those words is placement. Placement. So I'm going to write that right here. You do not need to write this on your paper unless you have two pieces of paper, one for doing your drawing and one for writing down these vocabulary words. So a lot has to do with this word placement. Now, place, we know that word, like people, places, and things. Those are nouns. Place is where something is located. So we know that we are going to be putting a field right here on our paper. That means we're placing the line near the bottom of our paper. When we place the line near the bottom of our paper, we're giving the impression or the illusion that this field is closest to us. If I were to put another field or a hill right here in front, now this hill feels closer to us than that hill, okay? So whatever is closest to the bottom of our page right here or our canvas is going to feel closest to us. Closest, okay? It's going to feel closest to us. Things that are farther away are going to be closer to the top of the paper, okay? So those things are going to be the farthest away. I'm going to put some clouds in the sky up here, just a few. I might make them somewhat small. I don't want them to take over the entire sky because I'll be adding, boy, these lids don't want to go on very easily. I'll be adding a sun. So I'm going to add a sun right here. Again, this is our practice sheet for those of y'all who are drawing along with me. We're not going to be making this our official landscape. We will use another sheet of paper after we take these notes. So here's my big sun, and I'm showing that the sun is far away with the clouds by putting them near the top of the paper. So when we put things near the top of the paper, then it tells our viewer those are really, really far away. When we put things in the middle of our paper, it tells our viewer that they're not the closest to us. They're not the farthest away from us. They're far though. Okay, so I'm gonna add a hill here, and I think I'll add another hill back here and maybe a smaller one right here, okay? So these ones, these are far. They're not as far as maybe the sky, but they're not very close either. I could add one more right there. Okay, so those are our fields of our farm. We're going to add some lines. The lines give the impression of how the fields are coming towards us. So I want this one to almost feel like it's far away, and I'm putting the lines about an equal distance apart. I want it to feel as though the hill comes it's high and then it goes down, almost like a good sledding hill. Now this one, I'm going to make the lines a little bit farther apart from each other because it's closer. Again, it's another good sledding hill. We would have to hike up the hill, and then when we go down the hill, we would be going really fast. This one, I'm going to play with that curve again and make it feel like that hill is round on top. Alrighty, I'm going to next play with some of the lines for my farm on here. I want these to feel as though they are going straight back. We're looking at the side of the hill, and all the vegetation that's on here is almost flat and it's going away from us in that direction. I'm going to have these going in the opposite direction. Again, we're just practicing. Okay, and I will have these ones having another curve in them. Okay. But these ones are very far off in the distance. So when I end up coloring it, these ones are not going to be as dark in color as the ones that are close. Okay, let's put this off to the side. We've got another sheet here. I want you to use your pencil so that if you make a mistake, you can easily erase. When we're drawing with a pencil, it's really important that we keep our pencil nice and light. If we're pushing our pencil into our paper really, really hard, it's a lot harder and a lot more difficult to erase the line. Okay, I'll show you an example. I'm pressing my pencil really hard into my paper. Now it's a lot darker and you're probably able to see it pretty well compared to if where's that camera? You might be able to see it a lot better compared to if I have a very light line. Now this line, this is how I want you to draw this year when you're drawing with pencil. I want you to draw as if you're just brushing a feather over your paper. Keep your pencil nice and light. You can go over your line more than once if you need to, but I want you to keep it so nice and light. You will be able to erase any mistakes you have so much easier when the pencil is light compared to when the pencil marking is very dark. Okay, so go ahead and put your curve in there. It's almost like you're drawing the wave on an ocean. You start high and then you go low. There you go. Now you're going to add another one about right here. So you're adding another hill. This hill is going behind the first hill, so we're not going to see the rest of it. We're going to stop right there to tell our viewer that this hill is behind our first hill. Here's our first hill. There's our second hill. We're going to add another one. Let's go up a little bit higher. We're not going to go up too high because we want to save room for our sky. But we'll go up a little higher and add another hill. Again, keeping it light. And then we'll add one more over on this side. So we are creating layers of our hills. Layer 1 is on top of layer 2. Layer 2 has layer 3 behind it. And then behind layer 3 is layer 4. So we're kind of creating layers that overlap each other in our picture plane. Now I'm going to put a very small hill back here. Okay, in this area right here, that's where the head of our pumpkin, or not our pumpkin, that's where the head of our scarecrow will be. And the body of our scarecrow will be in this area. Now don't draw any of it yet. We are actually going to end up doing our scarecrow on a different sheet of paper, cutting it out, and then gluing it on top of our landscape. So we've got our landscape here, but at least now you have a general idea of where that precious little scarecrow is going to be positioned. Go ahead and go put your pencil near the top of your paper. You're going to add your sun in the sky. Keep your shape empty so that you leave space for you to color it in yellow. when we're done with this drawing. So don't fill it in with your pencil, because then there won't be enough blank space for you to add your crayon or your marker. We're going to add a few clouds. Now, the way that I do clouds is I just do a couple of very light bumps, and then I do a straight line underneath. You can do clouds however you like. They do not have to look like my clouds. If you want to do clouds that look like little cotton balls, go right ahead. That sounds like such precious and beautiful clouds. I might have one more cloud bunch that just overlaps with the sun slightly. Comes down and goes across, okay? So I've left this middle area a little bit open for when my scarecrow is ready. Now we're going to do those hills again, okay? So the hill that's closest to us, this first hill, the lines are going to be a little bit farther apart. I want this to feel like a really good sledding hill. If it snowed, I would get on a cookie sheet, or I'd get on my sled with my friends and my family, and I would go down this steep hill right here. I'm going to leave my marks here. I'm not going to erase them, but I am going to add some more lines to show the curve of the second hill. Like that. These ones are a little bit closer together. Now, I think for this one, I think I will do some more curves, maybe not as round as these first ones. And I'm going to keep these lines again closer together. I want to show that they're far away from me. For this one, I'm going to do some straight lines. They're kind of going at a diagonal. Not completely vertical, but a little bit of a diagonal going on. They're all about the equal distance apart, and they're all about the same type of diagonal line. They're parallel to each other, okay? This one, I think this one I might just keep plain and not put any lines on it at all. So when you have that done, go ahead and put your name at the bottom. Put it in a safe place. I'm going to put my name, Miss A, like that. All right. Make sure you have it in a safe place.